Scott, thank you for joining us. A very exciting game to look forward to this weekend. Another local derby as we travel to Sutton. Can I get your thoughts ahead of that one?
Yeah, like you say, big game for both clubs' mind. Obviously, we're in a position where at the start of the season you'd have snapped anyone's hand off to be in this position. So it's great because we've got something to play for. With 2 games to go, we find ourselves in the playoffs. So so it's good for us and not so good, unfortunately, for Sutton down the road. So they obviously need the points for different reasons. So, it's going to be a very, very tough game.
Yeah, we've got plenty of time to reflect on this season. When the season's finished, obviously it's knowing it finished for us. We look to be extending our season. But when you look back to last season I know in theory we had 3 games to go, but this game for Sutton is almost exactly what we had away at Hartlepool. So we know how much it's going to mean to them, and we proved how hard we were to beat at that time last year. So, that we can't underestimate them, can we, at all?
No, of course not. No, they've got everything to play for, and I'm sure that they'll make a hard game of it, and we've just got to really focus on what we've got to do, play our way, and be really good at playing our way. And I'm sure if we do that, we'll be fine. But like I say, it's all positive from our point of view, and really difficult from their point of view. We was in that position this time last year, and we know what it's like. And we had to hold our nerve. We had to be really focused, and I'm sure they will be as well.
Yeah, you've obviously had a bit more time to reflect on Tuesday night's game. Is there anything else that you've sort of noticed or sort of assessed in the day since?
I think on reflection, I think that we did as much as we could to win the game, certainly in the second half. I think we probably missed opportunities to create more in the first half, but sometimes you've got to give the credit to the opposition. I thought they defended their box really well, or defended kind of territory really well on the pitch. And we did speak about a few things at half-time about how we can move their shape about a little bit and create more spaces, which I think the players did really well in the second half. I thought the keeper had a really good game, but then again, as did ours. He saved us on a number of occasions again. But listen, we dominated the game against a really good side. We had really we had a higher XG than they did, so we did everything possible to win the game. But I did feel that first half we could have asked a little more questions of them than we did. How's
the squad come through? Obviously, it's been a busy run, and we're approaching the final 2 games of the regular season. So how have the squad sort of come through the last few games? Yeah,
really good. The boys have had cryotherapy unit turn up today, so we've had them all in there, which kind of enhances the recovery, which is obviously why we've done that. But there's a few kind of aches and pains and stiff bodies in there. But yeah, come Saturday we'll be ready to go again.
Yeah, the mood in camp seems to be really, really high at the moment. The players have obviously been training here for the last week or so. Is there anything that you put that down to specifically, or is it just the excitement of these 2 big games coming up?
No, I think that when you're with 2 games to go and you're in the playoff position that we're in, and we know what we've got to do, we know what's in front of us, I think it is exciting. I think we would rather have this than not have nothing to play for. We'd rather have this than be mid-table and just seeing these last 2 games out. And I think the players are really embracing that and enjoying that. You can feel that around the building. The players are really, like I say, really embracing it.
Yeah, you can feel the energy around the building, and you'll certainly be able to feel the energy around the stadium on Saturday as well. We've sold in advance of 1,000 away tickets. We could be approaching, I've been told, our record away attendance at a league fixture as a club in the EFL, which would obviously be an incredible achievement. And we've seen some great performances from the fans as well as the players away from home this year, and we'll be hoping for another.
I can't wait to walk out and see them. I really can't. I can't wait to see. It's amazing when you see a big following away from home. I know we're only down the road. It's not too far in terms of distance, but it's great to see that. And I'll be certainly going over there and showing my appreciation before the game. And hopefully we'll be celebrating 3 points after the game with them. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Really looking forward to it.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott. Obviously, a huge game for both sides. With Sutton, they're fighting for their lives. they're going to have to come out and come at you to win the game because that's their only option. Do you think that suits your team more rather than the team that sits back like Barrow the other night?
Yeah, I think so. I think when we watch Wrexham, the Wrexham game kind of did similar, but had real kind of attacking prowess as well, and we were really clinical in 4 moments, but we had all the ball at Wrexham, and we found that hard to break down, and certainly Barrow was similar to that. And the second half against Colchester was difficult to break down as well. Obviously Sutton, like you say, have to come out, and if they do, there'll be more spaces. So, like you say, it may suit us better, and I actually agree with that.
Yeah. Last year we referenced the Hartlepool game already. Similar time of the season, obviously differing fortunes. You gave quite a stirring speech before the Hartlepool game. You used the footage of the Hartlepool manager saying what he said. Is there anything you've got lined up? Just
to let you know, I speak like that nearly every game. It was just that got leaked.
Fair enough. Is there anything you going to say anything different this week, or is it just the same again?
No, not really. We prepare the team in detail, and we go through clips of them, and we'll show clips of ourselves. We have meetings where we have tactics boards, electronic tactics boards, and we'll explain certain actions that we want from the team. Nothing. I'm not big on changing because it's such a big game. I'm not really big on that. A lot's been said for like we'll do something different. We like doing the same thing. I think that's important that the players really stay focused.
Yeah. Talking of players, Orsi got his 20th goal on Tuesday night. We didn't really ask you about it after the game, but what an achievement that is for him, and what great seasons he had. What do you think has been the secret of his success this year?
Well, like he would tell you, he's played a lot of games. Obviously that helps when you play the number of games that he's played. And not just because he's been on the pitch for minutes, the fact that he's been on the pitch and improved himself, I think obviously the more games you play, the better you become. And I think he's got the attitude to improve, and we've seen that on the training ground. He wants to do extras all the time. He's worked really closely with Carl Larriman in terms of body positions, how he approaches the box, how he addresses the ball when it comes into him. Very, very fine detail of kind of like a striker coach in a way. Carl's been to him, and I think Danilo's taken all that information on board and executed it really, really well. He's a great lad. He works his absolute socks off, and I'm really pleased that he's got 20. Not that was his target. I don't know. We've not really spoke about targets for him, but I'm sure he'll want more, and I'm sure he'll get more. Yeah,
and Jay Williams as well. Talked a lot about him on Tuesday night. Misses these last 2 games. How is he doing? How's he reacted to that? Obviously disappointed, but it's hard. Must be hard for him missing these 2 games.
Yeah, he's disappointed. I think he's disappointed because of the way it happened. I think it's been unfair for him. I really do think it's been unfair for him. I think you look at the yellow card that he got at Newport. He did nothing wrong again then. Will Wright makes a tackle around the halfway line, and Jay happens to be there and falls over the lad and gets booked. It's just like, and I do feel that people are targeting him, and I felt Barrow players were targeting him. Maybe from information from Dom Telford, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I did feel that they were targeting him to get him booked or sent off or something, because he has got that winning mentality, which sometimes can overspill, which is nothing wrong with that, let me say, because we kind of want them characters in my team. But yeah, sometimes he can overspill, and I think early part of the season, I think that there was times when he got booked and I was disappointed with him, but I certainly don't think that is the case at the latter part of the season. I think he's really learned his lesson, and he's actually gone about his business really, really professionally and done it well. I think it's just hard on him, and I don't think it's fair, if I'm honest with you.
No. The club earlier today put out their voting for the season. There was the Goal of the Month competition. There's 10 great goals. Is there any particular goal that you pick out this year that has been like that?
Yeah, Ronan Darcy It's like a volley at Grimsby. And the reason why I picked that goal is because it was a team goal. It went from Corey Adai all the way through the team, like a ridiculous pass from Liam Kelly into Ben Gladwin. Gladwin drives with it, plays it wide, and then Liam Kelly runs into the box, plays to Liam. Liam crosses it, Darcy volleys it in. I don't know if you remember it.
Yeah.
It's an unbelievable goal in terms of a team goal because we play from Corey to the back of the net in about 7 seconds without Grimsby getting anywhere near it. So for me, because it's the team, I think that's my favourite goal.
Excellent. And so you think that sort of sums up the way you play?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it's like it sums up how I want to play.
Yeah.
You know, like I think people get kind of, you know, misconstrued with possession-based teams. We are, but we're quite aggressive with it. We try and play through the pitch really quickly at times. I know that there's an opposition out there that's trying to stop you from doing that, and that's when you can't play quickly, and you've got to play around the back and find a different way to probe. But that action there is kind of how you want to play all the time. Is can you get through the pitch quickly? Can you play, you know, from back to front in 3, 4, 5 passes and be really efficient with your play, and then kind of create a goal scoring opportunity off the back of it. So it's a fantastic goal, but I think it kind of highlights how I want my team to look.
Yeah. We've had the news today that the FA have confirmed that there'll be no replays in the FA Cup after the first round, so obviously that affects Crawley. What are your views on that and not having replays next year?
Well, I think two views really. I think from a football club's point of view, probably a loss of revenue if there was to be replays. I think there's obviously an opportunity for clubs to earn a bit more money. But selfishly, from a football point of view, I'm okay with it because we play a lot of games. We're on 51 games we've played now this season, which is a hell of a lot. We've got 2 to go. So obviously we finish on 53 games, which is a lot of games. And for clubs who have got very little squads, I think it's a big ask for football clubs of this size to play that amount of games and keep, you know, the players fit throughout a season. I think it's difficult. I think we've been lucky because we've got fantastic physios. We've got a fantastic strength and conditioning coach here. We've had, I think it's 97% player availability this season.
Wow.
And that is down to the work we do on the training ground, the work we do in the gym, and me having fantastic staff. So a lot of credit's got to go to that, but it's been a long season, it's been hard. So my answer would be I'm happy with it because I just think that there's too many games already.
Fair enough. And finally, this time of year you see managers losing their jobs and that. Stevenage yesterday, they lost Steve Evans to Rotherham. Your name has come up already in the betting odds for Stevenage, a second favourite. It must be a compliment that your name is being put out there so high, and it must be testament to the job you've done this year. I think you're probably going to have a busy summer of phone calls.
Thank you. Listen, Steve Evans has done a brilliant job there, hasn't he? You know, and you know, getting a move to Rotherham. I think he was there before, wasn't he? He was at Rotherham before, so a club that he's familiar with. You know, listen. At the end of the day, like I've said before, when you've had a certain amount of success with what we've done this season, it's normal for there to be interest from other clubs. It's just normal. I think that's kind of part of the industry. Same at the other end. If you're not doing so well, there's a big chance you're going to get the sack. You know, and that's normal. It's just part of the industry. So, yeah, it's nice to be recognised, I suppose, or linked. But my focus is here.
Lovely. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.